Hello, this is Laurie Williams from LJW Employment Solutions. Welcome to another episode in our series of job seeker tips. This tip concerns the importance of having a great resume. So as not to bore you into a coma, I've broken this topic up into several parts. Here is part 1. Before we get into the subject of what to include in your great resume, let's just take a moment to look at why we need a resume in the first place. Your resume is simply a collection of personal, contact, education, and employment history. The perfect resume offers enough information to get you invited to interview. That's the total objective of having a great resume. There are plenty of easy-to-use resume templates available, either via online job boards such as Seek or word processing applications like Word or Pages. We also have a basic Word document template available if required. So now we need to consider what to actually include in this great resume. We will look at each of the following categories in more detail, but the fundamental information needed in your resume is personal details, contact information, education and qualifications, competencies, personal interests, career summary, detailed information on positions held, and referee contact details. Okay, so let's start with personal details. I believe you should use the name by which you're known to most people, especially people you work with. This means that even though your legal name might be William Smith, if everyone calls you Bill Smith, then this is what you use. There is something of a fad currently happening that involves leaving the candidate's residential address off the resume. Personally, I disagree with this. I believe geographic location is something that needs to be considered by all parties. Having said that, if you do live a long way from a particular employer but would be willing to relocate, you should indicate this on your resume and cover letter. You're not required to list date of birth or marital status on your resume, but there's no rule that says you can't. It generally comes back to the simple question, how will the potential employer react to this information? If you think your situation will help you get invited to the interview, then include the data. Moving on to contact information, I strongly suggest that you list a mobile phone number that only you answer. Also, make sure you have real voicemail enabled and that the message is businesslike, not humorous. By real voicemail, I mean somewhere that you can leave a detailed message, not one of these leave a 10-second message and it'll be sent as a text. Voicemail imitations, it's not voicemail. When job hunting, adopt a protocol of not answering your phone if you can't talk openly. Let the voicemail take the message and return the call when you are free to speak. Although it sounds obvious, always try and answer your phone in a businesslike manner, preferably stating your name so that the caller knows they've connected to the right person. Make sure you have a businesslike email address that you actually monitor. I suggest you get a Gmail, iCloud, Hotmail or whatever email account and set it up on your smartphone if possible. As a recruiter, I prefer to email candidates and ask them to contact me when they can speak openly rather than catch them on the hop when they're not free to talk. It amazes me how few people respond to my emails. I can only assume that they're not monitoring the email address listed on their CV. Why, I don't know. Well, that's it for part 1. In the next episode, we'll continue the subject of creating a great resume. Thanks for listening.